Ooh, look at us. We are live on a Thursday night. Less than a week to Christmas. What's that all about then? Okay. So I maybe won't do the deranged Red Dead thing tonight. I don't know how many people like it when I go on murder sprees in Red Dead. So maybe I'll ease off a bit. I'm going to make some cocktails. Hey, Big Pat. Hey, home for the elderly. That's it. That's how the theme goes. The theme that's almost 20 years old. I suppose it's 18 years old, which from a certain perspective is almost 20 years old. I thought I turned on the aircon in here and it doesn't feel like it's cooled down that much. I might run out and check. But, okay. What do I want to make first? A golden 8 or a periscope? Honestly, they both sound good. Now I'm going to sneeze. Oh, good Lord. Cooling yourself down with booze. That sounds like a good idea. I'm going to do that. Make a very cold cocktail. But I am also going to check, because I feel like it should be cooler in here. Un momento. Okay, well, the aircon was on, so I just cooled it down by a degree. Oh. Okay. Dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Pat's dad. Booze, wonderful booze. 3 big drinks a day. Our favorite tired. What? That food, wonderful. Is that in Oliver? Food, glorious food. Right, well, seeing I've got this one open, this is what I'm making. The gin sour with elderflower. Alright, so we're going to be shaking this. Shaking our little booties right down to the ground. So where's my elderflower liqueur? Searching the mysterious cupboard of mystery. Here is a question for you. Where did I put my elderflower? Cherry bomb. Oh my god, mysterious unlabeled things. I'm such an idiot not labeling things, honestly. Wait, why am I having trouble? I just gotta look at things one by one. That's it. No, that's pimento crab. That's not it. 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 This is really scintillating, isn't it? It's a great stream. That's it. E.g. elderflower. Alright. From the Edinburgh Gin Distillery. Alright. So we're going to want this. And we're going to want this. Okay, dry gin. Which dry gin will we use? Okay, I'm going to use this one. Okay. Dry gin, take that off. Elderflower. It's the only two things we want to see labels of. Let's. Fair. Okay. So, what do we want? 45 mils gin? About 5 mils of use. That'll do. Okay. So ready. Getting stuff ready. Bringing this around here. Your dad's 80? Boy, he's a pretty spry dude for 80. When he's been on the stream, I never would have guessed he was that old. Old enough to be my dad. All right. Let's get this happening. Okay. I think we'll just get straight into this. That's fine. Where are we? Up there. Up there. And we're ready to go with down periscope, up periscope. Okay. Gin's like drinking gin with nothing else in. 30 mils. It's quite a bit. Lemon juice. Lime juice. Fuma, where's my wonderful mat? Ah, should I open this ahead of time? It gets stuck. Damn it. Okay. So all the ingredients. Oh, I forgot to chill my glass. That's okay. We'll just do some ice. All right. Get that there. That's that right. Let's get that going. What's going on? What's going on? Shaking a cocktail. That's what's going on. I forgot I was making it foamy. You know what? I'm going to put a couple of drops of tiki bitters across the foam. Ooh, we're getting nice separation. Okay. Oh, wait, before I move, I want to get a photo for publicity purposes. Make a bit. Right now. All right. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Put a little bit more in there. Okay, getting stuff ready, 'cause here I go now. All right. I think that's it. Okay. There's a car coming. Yeah, there is. No, closing. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a gin sour variation called a periscope. The big variation from a standard gin sour or even a gimlet is the sweetener. We're not using sugar syrup. We are using elderflower liqueur. A lot of people refer to elderflower liqueur as bartender's ketchup because of the widely held belief you can put it in just about anything and it's likely to improve the taste. Well, I don't know, but I'm certainly willing to give it a try. When I saw this one, I thought it sounded interesting, so giving it a taste test. Oh, wow, that does bring in an interesting element. It's still really bright and refreshing, but it has a really floral element from the elderflower. I guess that's right there in the name, but I'll show you how to make it. In a shaker, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of dry gin. Add to that 1 ounce or 35. In a shaker, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of dry gin. Then add 1 ounce or 30 mils of elderflower liqueur. Then around a bar spoon or 5 mils of lemon juice. And the same amount, a bar spoon or 5 mils of lime juice. And for foaming, I am using a few drops of Wonder Foam. Add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard, maybe a bit longer than you normally would with a sour because you want that foam to really be happening in there. And I'm straining that into a chilled Nick and Nora glass. The foam element is optional, but I think that looks good on a sour. I used Wonder Foam. There's a few other commercial products like that. You can have, fucking get a sentence out. The foaming element is optional. I used Wonder Foam. There are other commercial products like that on the market. You can also use egg white or aquafaba, and you may want to do a dry shake, which is shaking without ice, and follow that with a wet shake. I found with the Wonder Foam, I only need to do the one shake if I shake it good and hard. I like the way it looks, and I like the way it tastes. Maybe you will do. Try out the Periscope. Cheers. All right, time to sit down. Oh, because I made that all foamy. I'm going to have to go and rinse that shaker for the next one, or it'll look gooey. All right. Okay, time to settle down, settle in, have a chat. What do you think? Bound for Glory. Oh, okay, booze for glory. We drink booze for glory. A heartfelt old-fashioned while watching Destiny. Well, that's down to you. Booze for glory. Drinking booze for glory. He's a feral little guy, Angry Anderson, as well. When I say feral, I mean he's a gross little racist. Ooh, Safa got a package. Nice. Yeah, send me a postcard with local points of interest on it. Love to see it. And yes, although I did say it before, like, so that's the cure is like the boozier half of eggnog for me. So I'd say get your supermarket eggnog, do 2 parts eggnog to 1 part the booze mix I sent you. Ooh, that one went really well. We're saying Mandura. Mandura? There's a place near Dubbo. I guess we called it Mandura. I know you've argued that's not how you pronounce it in the WA. What am I looking for here? Where did I put things? That's what I want. Mandra. Yeah, okay, yeah, I thought that's how you and Ray said to pronounce it. So I was, kind of wondering where the names of places come from. Often it's some English lord or whatnot gets a place named after them. Often it's an indigenous name. Then you just get places that just have a name like Nevertire. How US people say Melbourne. I remember there was I guess it was a sitcom set in World War II called The Wackiest Ship in the Navy. And it was about some Americans who were doing covert naval work in the Pacific. They were spies, essentially. And they were based in Brisbane. They would always say Brisbane. Oh, it manages to get me every Thursday night. Like, what's that ding? It's You Foods. What are we doing? Ooh, they're going to deliver it first thing in the morning. Okay. That's an exciting bit of news. So he's got a head of foam. So it looks like a beer. Like a yellowish drink and with a foam. Oh, what? You got a notification that the thing you sent has arrived at my peer? Okay, I haven't got a notification for peer. Okay, well, I guess that settles it. I'm going into work on Monday. Cancelled on the mic. Ah, well, say la vie. I did see that was a Chinese-made modem. They're saying could be spyware, and there could be. In fact, Chinese Communist Party, better than average bet. Ooh, no, they fucking didn't, by the way. I hope you got the post office box right. 3290, Melbourne, 3001. If you got a thing saying it was delivered on the 15th, that's a fucking lie. Because I checked the mailbox on the 16th and I got a bunch of weird shit from Celtic King, which if he comes on the stream, I might go and get and open because he spent money sending it to me. Yeah, it's my post office box. I don't live in my post office box. It's on every video on the Angry Aussie channel. My post office box. It's why I have a post office box. So I can interact with people without getting doxxed. GPOX 329 Melbourne. Yep, that is the correct address. Those people are fucking lying. Okay, I will go in on Monday and check the mailbox again. But it absolutely did not get delivered on the 15th. And I have not had an email telling me that I've got something this week. Let me double check some things. Okay, that's what Gmail I'm logged into here. The cracked floor tiles, that's probably the collective weight of all the thousands and thousands and thousands of time people have stood there to get their mail. No, and I didn't get a message today. Although I did get a message from Nick's Wine Merchant. Oh, we got one parcel only of 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey. Normally $110. Yours for $85. I mean, that's probably a genuinely good price. Ooh, Lagavulin 12, 40% off. I mean, that sounds like an actual deal. Usually $220, now $120. Damn. Lagavulin, the peat lovers really love Lagavulin. Damn. That's actually somewhat tempting. I absolutely fucking need to stop spending money. But I'll be honest, it's tempting. Nice. Which whiskey was that, by the way, that you'd been waiting on? Always interested in what you get. Okay, honestly, that gin sours with the elderflower not doing anything for me. Ooh, send me a pic. Yeah. That's what we like. Pics of booze. Two six. Oh no, it sounds like a transfer. Do 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 do. Okay, now the aircon is kicking in, and it's definitely cooled me down. So probably want to turn it back a bit. Oh, you got your Star Wars single barrel. Nice. Jesus, it's amazing how many obscure releases they do. I didn't even know um, that they did that, but I'd occasionally see people posting online bottles I'd never heard of, and I was going, "Where's that from?" Oh, it's from these whiskey clubs. Like, so various whiskey clubs do. That's right. You got that from the Vault release, yes. And I was tempted because they were, for what they were pretty good prices. Like really rare single malts for $150. That was actually pretty good. Not what you'd call cheap, but good. So it's very tempting, but I stayed strong. Yeah, now I'm looking at that Lagavulin, $100 off. Very, very tempted. Do a Dan's comparison. Wait, what was I doing there? Oh yeah, their clearance stuff. I love seeing this stuff marked down from $10,000 to $7,000. What kind of moron would I be to not save $4,000? I need to do that. And clearly, I am not going to do that. Ooh, Indian. There's a rise in Indian whiskey. This one marked down from 170 to 130. But I'm not getting that either. What else we got? Geez, that's okay. What's that? 8-year-old single malt Scotch was 200, now 110. I mean, that's pretty good. Damn. Damn, I say, damn. Now we're getting into the price range where I might be tempted to get something. But not really, because I'm being good and not spending money. That's me. I'm good. Oh, yeah, no, that's a real special addition to your Star Wars collection. Oh, your dad's 78. That's almost 80. He's still looking remarkably spry for a 78-year-old. Oh, okay. I'll put it under interesting links in the Discord. I'll just go back and wait. Does it? Yeah. Okay. I was going to do a Dan's comparison just to see what they sell it for. Dan Murphy's. We go. Lagavulin. Lagavulin 16-year-old. Oh, geez, that's a good member offer. 225 for non-members, 159 for members. Damn. Let's look at the whole Lagavulin range. What do they have? 12-year-old. Special release 2023 for $220. And Dan's are selling Lagavulin special release 2023 for $220. And Nick's are selling the 2022, which they said was $220 down. So they're not lying about the price. Okay. I'll let me see. Where will I put? It's going in. see, General Pat's favorite foods memes. Should I put it in cocktails? I'll put it in cocktails. It's a cask strength. Motherfucker, I am tempted. $57.3%. Shite, that's good. Oh, god damn it. I might get that. God damn it. Because cask strength, you only want to put a little bit of in a drink to get a real hit. Isla is the name of your kid's mother. Oh, there you go. It's an instant put off. My Christmas splurge, dude, I haven't stopped Christmas splurging. I mean, again, for a Lagavulin, which is really sought after name, and it's cask strength. So, you're going to get a big hit from a little amount of it. So that is freaky good value. Oh, how much of my peated whiskey do I have? Because I have a Talisker 10-year-old, which I paid about the same price for. Now I think it. Okay, now I'm just going to look up Talisker 10-year-old, normally 120, currently 94. Damn. Oof. Very, 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 very tempted. Oh, Talisker 25-year-old for $900. Jesus. That's a hell of a price. That's a hell of a price right there. Now I'm just going to, I'm talking myself into it. I'm going to see how much of my peated scotch. Talisker 10-year-old, it's half full. So that's not really giving me an excuse. So I don't use it very often, and I've still got Talisker 10. Indeed. Okay. You know what? Okay, so that first cocktail was honestly a disappointment. I need to duck out for a moment and rinse these shakers, which will take but a minute. I'll be back. Alrighty. You know what? I need to do a couple of things. I'll probably, put some lo-fi music on. I'm going to be gone for just a minute. Just a minute, just a minute. Where's our lo-fi? All right. Back now. I'm back. It's me again once more. I'm back. Jet setting around. Oh, no. Oh, honestly, some in-flight Wi-Fi shots out the window from a flight to Hawaii. That might have been fun. Have a good trip, though. King Lake Distillery is pretty good. Have you seen a King Lake on special? It's not one you can visit, I don't think. It's not far from the Yarra Valley. All right. Okay, going to make the second cocktail. This is a rum one. Now, so a King Lake special. Oh, there you go. I mean, it's nice to explore the variety Australia has to offer, whiskey-wise. King Lake, they're award winners. Serious whiskey people. Gotta get up. King Lake Distillery, the greatest single stand, single malt. That does seem cheap for King Lake, actually. The Bakery Hill Distillery, the one I invested in, is having just a pre-Christmas catch-up, and they're doing tastings of a limited edition of their single malt that's the highest proof they've ever bottled it at. It's like 65% or something. That's definitely going to need some water to tame it down. All right. Periscope, you're a bit disappointing. Golden 8. Okay, do I have an 8-year-old rum? Florida Cagna, 7. Damn. So close. Eldorado 15. That's way off. 15. What's this aged at? I don't think it does an age statement. No, they don't put an age statement on that. Well, maybe this is going to be a 7 rather than an 8 then. So what do I need? I need the Benedictine. Back into the mysterious coven of mystery. No, that's what Montenegro. Where did I put the Benedictine? Dun, dun. Okay, where can I find the Benedictine? There it is. The Benedictine. Right. Okay, I have higher hopes for this. We'll do this one. Put this gin away. All right. Plantation. California. First one, lemon juice. Lemon juice is ready. Okay, what are the measurements? 20 mils. You know what? Fuck you. That's a stupid measurement, 20 mils. I'm gonna do. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do 20 mils. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm doing 22.5. Fuck it. Fuck it. Saline. We're doing a couple drops of saline. Okay, so I got everything ready. We're ready to go. Okay. Let's do it up, I think. Yeah. Do that. Now we're getting the ASMR glug 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 from the Benedictine. And the lemon juice, 15 mils. And 3 drops of saline. Okay, that's the ingredients. Oh, and yet again, I failed to chill my glass. That's okay. Let's get some ice in here. I was doing a silly accent and it was going to sound like I said, let's get some arse in here. Oh, that'll do. Lots of ice for the shaking. Shaking our booties right down to the ground. How's that? Looks good. Let's go. Oh God, is there some leftover foamer in here? Kind of looks like it. Let's strain this out. All right. Wiggle it just a little bit. Okay, so that's the making. Now the talking. Get this shit set up. Do, 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 do. Turn on the sun. Hug the sun. Okay, ready? Ready? Here I come now. Oh, I did not do a picture. Oh. G'day, cocktail lovers. This cocktail is called a Golden 8, or at least that's what I modeled this on. That cocktail was called a Golden 8 because it used 8-year-old Bacardi in it and it was for a competition. I don't have that, and the feature rum I'm doing in here is a 7-year-old Flor de Caña. So I guess that makes this a Golden 7. It's fair to call this a daiquiri variation. There are 2 rums. There's lemon juice rather than lime juice, and the sweetener is Benedictine, and that's what caught my eye. I like some Benedictine, and combining that with rum is quite unusual. I'm going to give it a taste. Ooh, yeah, that works really well. If you like a daiquiri, I think this is a variation you could get into. Here's how we make it. I think someone just opened a door in the hallway and it sounded like a fart. In a mixing glass, put 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of an aged rum, then 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of a gold rum, then 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 mils of Benedictine, then half an ounce or 15 mils of lemon juice, and rounding things out with 3 drops of saline solution to make the flavors pop. Add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 or 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and I'm straining that into a chilled Nick and Nora glass. A daiquiri is one of my favorite go-to drinks for a rum, and this variation, bringing in some Benedictine, is a really interesting one, well worth trying, and I'm not surprised the original version of this won a competition. Try it yourself and see if it wins the competition for your love for a cocktail. It's pretty good for me. The Golden 8. Cheers. There were so many stupid noises while I was making that. Very annoying. Anyway, that's all the videos I'm going to make tonight. Not all the drinking I'm going to do tonight. Tonight. All right, I can put some stuff over here because I don't need this space anymore. Oops, I didn't turn that off, and I didn't turn that off. Why did I not turn anything off? Because I'm easily distracted. That is why. I am very easily distracted. Turn this off so we get more subtle mood lighting. And we can chill out for the evening. Oh. All right. So you did see a much more expensive one. Oh, yeah, no. If it's really high proof, and again, hardcore whiskey people really like that, higher proofs, and they like to sip higher proof whiskeys. where I use that is you just put a little bit in an old fashioned, like, okay, like in an old fashioned or another whiskey cocktail. So an old fashioned, I normally put 60 mils of whiskey. So if I'm going for it with a high proof cask strength whiskey, I'll do 45 mils, 1.5 ounces of the regular whiskey, and 15 mils, half an ounce of the high proof one. Oh, you went to make a drink. Talking about high proof, your comment about the higher proof whiskies. I certainly don't just sit there and sip high proof whiskies, but they can be really good in a cocktail because a small amount of them makes for a lot of flavor. Like those little test bottles I got from Bakery Hill. It's a work in progress, and it's like 60 something percent. That needs water added to it, quite frankly. Yes. That's what I mean. If I'm making a cocktail, I'll just put a little bit of high proof in there to like give it a kick. I won't usually make a cocktail with just high proof whiskey because it's a really overpowering flavor. Like those little sample bottles I got that were like 67% or something. I had to put quite a bit of water in them to get the flavors because at the high proof, it was just like ethanol burn. But putting a bit of water in it opened up some flavors, and the flavors were good. All right. So this is better than the first cocktail. Oh, I was going to say, it's still probably only a 7, maybe a 7.5, actually. That has a certain charm, that one. Oh, yeah, the burn. You get mad whiskey heads who love that shit. It's like, ooh, I love the feeling when it's managed and you sip and it goes down and it's just warm, just like, ugh. And you just feel the warmth all the way down. I friggin' love that. But the ones where the people call it being hot, if the alcohol is too intense, people say that's hot. And when they're too hot, for me, you don't get any flavor, or you're not getting the best of the flavor. But by jings, that whole getting the warmth from the inside out is can be very nice. I'm quite the fan. Flavors is flavors. Burn can open other flavors, sort of like chili. Well, again, see, I'm not a chili person. If I get food with chili in it, all I taste is chili. Whereas real chili aficionados will put it in, and yeah, they thoroughly believe it brings out other flavors. And I'm like, whoop, not for me. I'm a wuss. Yeah, I don't think I have many cherries left in here. I have one spare one. That would be, see, my other excuse for ordering something from Nick's Wine Merchants is they sell these cherries cheaper than anyone else. Although I think you got to bloody get $200 to get free shipping with them. And that Lagavulin whiskey and a jar of cherries wouldn't be $200. But I'm not crazy. I'm not going to get something just for that. Adding chilies changes basic flavors. Playing Minecraft. Same land, but the mobs change. That's a great simile. Chili is like Minecraft. I'm not into either of them. That is quite okay. I'm actually thinking that cocktail might be nice with a bit of orange juice. And I do not say that often about cocktails. So are you saying you're not a chili person anymore? I never have been. I'm such a friggin' wuss, quite honestly. Freely admit it. My taste buds are mighty white. So if I get Indian food or Asian food with spice, I say, please make it as mild as you can. Oh, you're not a Minecraft person anymore. I think I have literally never played Minecraft. And you had to ease up on the chilies. The ladies can't stand the chilies. I've known people like that with garlic. I will use garlic with reckless abandon. And some people go, oh my God, that's too much garlic. And I went, I don't think that's a thing. You're saying the words too much garlic, but I don't think that means anything. I don't think you can have too much garlic. But it is important to acknowledge. Look, I've still got a bit of your 22-year-old. I'm going to have this. I'm going to finish the 22-year-old whiskey. And I think I'm going to start at least as a connoisseur. Also, I just love these little things look like blood bags. I want to hook them up and have a drip running into my arm. I was carried to Ohio in a swarm of bees. Only get spicy food when you're out if you get takeaway. I don't know. We've got good trades going on at the moment. Mine has and the ones I got are actually bigger than this too. The ones I got are much bigger than what I need to send people samples. Speaking of which, now I've done this, there's a guy, he's a fun guy in the US who does just whiskey tastings. I feel like I must send him some Australian single malts. His channel's called Your Drinking Buddy. No, mine's like 180 mils. I don't really know why I got them that big. I just wanted a thing. So I think it'd be fun to send this guy who's a real bourbon head. So Australian whiskies are really quite different. You can't send booze to America. Okay, see, here's the thing. I've heard call it perfume samples because all it is, it's like liquid in a thing. And perfume has alcohol. Yeah, you definitely can't send bottles. But if you send these and call them perfume samples, because perfume has alcohol and it's just little amounts. I heard it's not 100%, but I've heard it can get through. Interestingly, importing into Australia is interesting as well. I found an English website that had some interesting stuff and stuff I couldn't get in Australia, and the prices were good. And it was like, it's because there's no Australian tax on it. And if I import it, it's going to get that tax whacked on it. And I said, okay. And even when I ordered it, the Brits said, hey, you're Australia, they're going to whack a massive tax on this. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I've decided it's okay. And sure enough, it got to customs in Australia and they're like, send us 1,000. I'm joking, but it was pretty much the cost of the stuff again to get it released from customs. Couldn't even buy Starward in one second. Oh my gosh. American liquor licensing laws are fucking weird. It's kind of like that central plot of Smokey and the Bandit. I never understood as a kid that they were doing something illegal by shipping beer, and it's like, what? Because you just fucking ship booze anywhere in Australia. But there's all these rules about what can be sold in certain states and what can go across state lines. So, yeah, they were bringing a truckload of those rich guys' favorite beer to their rodeo or whatever the fuck it was. And that was a huge bit of law breaking, which I never fucking understood. Because it's like, what the fuck, dude? It's just booze. It's just one, and in this case, it's just beer. Oh, it would be interesting to see what happens with Trump's dumb bullshit. You're waiting for the exchange rate to dive and go nuts buying 4K movies. Fucking nuts. Ooh, that's just really pleasant. What is that? That's like caramel, toffee apple. It's real fucking yum. Yeah, let's hope the timing is right for Ray's with exchange rates and whatnot when he goes back to the States. Yeah, it's the whole thing of getting the timing right. I showed this off. I'm sure I showed this off the other night. See, look how red that looks. It's awesome. This is my apple whiskey liqueur. It's skin off pink lady apples covered in sugar, which then turned into a syrup. And then I added that to whiskey, and it absorbed all the sugar and whatnot and absorbed a lot of color from the apple peel. So it's this really red apple whiskey liqueur. It's so fucking yummy. That is very good. So that's the thing I recommend everyone tries. Still, yeah, it was 29 when I started the stream. What is it now? Oh, yeah, the bottle is Mr. Black. Mr. Black makes great bottles, so I kept it. In fact, you know, on the internet, particularly in America, you get weirdos who go on about satanic witchcraft or whatnot. The symbols on Mr. Black bottles, they would definitely say is demonic and satanic. And that's a definite choice from the folk at Mr. Black, quite honestly. All right, so those two shorts are done. And I think I'll do another two shorts tomorrow night. And because we're such interesting people talking about the weather, yeah, it's 26 here now. It was 29. Guys, it's going to be 34 tomorrow. Fuck that. I do want to go out at least for a little bit tomorrow. But yeah. Speaking of satanic, so I'm deep in my U-Foods binging. It was chicken carbonara. You accidentally made a pentagram. I'm intrigued. Yeah, the 5-pointed star, the pentagram, which was a symbol of mathematicians. It's really funny because there's an old Disney cartoon. Donald Duck goes through time and sort of meets the old Greek philosophers and scientists. And he gets like a tattoo of a pentagram on his hand because he's in the secret society. Now, for Christians, it just looks like Donald Duck's demonic. Your best wife's got mad at you. So how did you accidentally make a pentagram that you didn't notice and it made other people angry? No, Mrs. Angry and I are planning to get Indian food. We're just trying to find a good place that's open the day before Christmas. And we've done this for the last couple of years. Have a fucking huge Indian food banquet on Christmas. Sorry, I want to share this on the memes page from Home for the Elderly, strictly Sega. Because this tickled my fancy, as they say. I just want to thank you for being my friend. Baffling decision, but thank you. I like that one. Not planning on turkey or ham, planning on Indian food. But we'll see what happens. We used to get friggin' Light and Easy would do a kick-ass Christmas dinner, like it really fucking good. So, but what did you do that made a 5-point star? I get that you... Oh, you're doing prawns for Christmas? Nice. But what did you actually make a 5-point star with? I'm missing it. Oh, your son Will. How did he take Starship Troopers? Because I friggin' love that movie. And it's always funny to me when when you say you like Starship Troopers and someone says, how can you like that? That's really fascist. I go, yes, that's the point. It's satire because the original book it was based on was super fashy. And so Verhoeven and crew just went with it. Oh, you accidentally made a pentagram with Christmas lights. That's funny. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm going to share with you all this thing that's happening on Twitch. Entropy Cat. Our form is our story, the story of all the world. The world does not sleep. Everywhere, 10,000 things are darting, skittering, flittering, scuttering, burrowing. Sleep is righteousness. But the world wakes. We made in the image of the world. The world is a giant. Of our kind, we live in its back. Thank you for that, Entropy Cat. He's up to the final act. He doesn't think it was great, but he's like the second act. Probably the thing I liked least about Starship Troopers, and spoiler alert for a 30-year-old film, when they're shooting the bugs, they're just using dozens and dozens of rounds to take down one bug. Like they've been told the whole thing, like, don't shoot at the limbs, shoot at the center mass. And they're doing this whole thing where there are millions of these fucking bugs because they're on the bug's home planet. And they're fighting them and they're using dozens of rounds to take out one bug. And it's like, that's not sustainable. You are clearly going to lose if you do that. And I just think that wasn't really thought through. That should have been more effective with the shooting of them. Is it a 20-year-old film? I don't know. Let's fucking look. Starship Troopers. 1997 film. It's closer to 30 years old than 20 years old. I knew it was a 90s film. It's not quite 30, but it's closer to 30 than 20. Watch it on Laserdisc. Nice. Got the Aussie Laserdisc. Excellent. But I mean, like they latched on to the what the internet could be quite well in that whole thing with showing the news stories and do you want to know more? They didn't. Oh, did the humans have power armor in the book? Because I've never read the book. But yeah, it's just the whole firing dozens and dozens of rounds to take down one bug. That was stupid. Everything else about it was good. So Starship Troopers 2 was 2004, 3 was 2008, 4 was 2000. I never saw any of those. Were they animated? Because I know they made some animated Starship Troopers movies with the original actors doing the voices. Also, if you had nothing but a service rifle and giant 7-foot bugs coming for you, how are you going to react? No, I disagree. I think it's just unsustainable to the point of being nonsensical. Oh yeah, I assumed the sequels would be yes and never watched them. Okay, so the fifth Starship movie was animated CGI. Yeah, I think there may have even been more. I think there may have been more than one animated CGI Starship Troopers. I could easily be wrong with that though. And that's what I heard. The sequels, there's like no satire. They don't understand what they were doing with the first one. Oh, I reckon RoboCop 2 is really underrated. I think there's really good stuff in RoboCop 2, whereas RoboCop 3 is embarrassing and was made just to sell toys. It's ridiculous. Suffer with a fun fact. Power Rangers. Use power suits the first episode. Okay. Very different stuff. My favorite thing with the Power Rangers is like it was made in Japan, and when they're in their Power Ranger mode, their mouths don't move. And that was a very deliberate thing because it was intended to be remade all around the world and with local casts as the kids who are Power Rangers, but all the special effects were done in Japan and the mouths didn't move, so they just dubbed over it. Okay, see, I don't know the lore of RoboCop 2, saying the execs cut the film back so much. What was there was good. Dr. Egger, unsustainable. I agree. That's why they failed. Sky Marshal. Well, I actually loved that. Like the way they did the fascists. The fascists were sort of really straight ahead and unflinching. And if you're in charge of the military and you make a colossal blunder, that's it. You're fucking gone. There's no cronyism. You're gone. And probably the worst mistake they made was underestimating the bug, because half the fleet was destroyed in space because they didn't know the bugs had that essentially artillery capability, the huge bugs who fired plasma out their butt. And that miscalculation cost them half their fleet, or possibly more than half their fleet. So yeah, I did actually like the way they did that with the fascists weren't sort of crony fascists. They were just really serious. No, we are this rigorous militaristic society and we have rules, and the rules apply to everyone. The rules are really full on and extreme, but they apply to everyone. And I have to admit, I love essentially the battle cry of the Marines. Do you want to live forever? It's like, oh, maybe for a while. I've never played Halo, and because apparently the TV show is so not the game, canon. I quite liked the TV show. The lead guy was really good. People going, oh, Master Chief took his helmet off. Motherfucker, actors want their face seen. It's kind of like the Mandalorian takes his helmet off one time each season, so the guy gets his face on screen. Mind you, full credit to fucking Carl Urban in the Dredd movie, never took the helmet off. Stallone in the shitty, embarrassing 90s Judge Dredd movie had the helmet off all the time. But Carl Urban fucking stuck with it and did not take the helmet off. And the Dredd movie remains fucking awesome. In fact, I almost just want to go out and watch it again this weekend. It's so good. And I cannot believe that there hasn't, with the dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of storylines 2000 AD has had in the last 50 years, I cannot believe there's been no streaming series based on 2000 AD intellectual property. And yes, Stallone's a bad actor. Oh God, I tried to watch him in the Tyler Sheridan series, Tulsa King. He's just such a bad actor. The first Judge Dredd movie is Mid-90s? I mean, we're on the internet. We'll just fucking look it up. What the fuck? Judge Dredd. 1995 is the Stallone film. And God, okay, the Carl Urban Dredd film's more than 10 years old. It's from 2012. It's so fucking good. It's just fucking awesome. He's incredible. Love that film so much. It's not perfect. Oh, the weirdest thing about the Judge Dredd movie. Okay, so I say this as long-time Judge Dredd fan. The Stallone Judge Dredd movie, the central thing about his brother Rico, that was a one-shot. That was like an 8-page story that they bloatedly dragged out for a whole thing. And then when Dredd's in the Cursed Earth, he runs into the Angel Gang. And the Angel Gang is one of the pivotal extended stories in Judge Dredd. And it's a 10-minute sequence in the movie. So it's ridiculous. They take something that should have been a 10-minute sequence and stretch it out in a ridiculous way. And they take something that should have been a whole movie, the Angel Gang, and just spend 10 minutes on it. It's fucking stupid. So I did say, yes, you did know it was Carl Urban. You can see his mouth. But that's the whole thing, General Dredd with an angry mouth. And yes, Hugo Weaving in V for Vendetta stuck with it. Okay, Stallone is pretty good in Creed, actually. Yeah, I don't think anyone thinks the Stallone Judge Dredd movie is any good. But the Carl Urban one fucking kicks ass. Okay, fun fact. The way you're spelling it, Safa, is not how the comic book character is spelled. It's D-R-E-D-D. But Judge Dredd spelled that way is a reggae star. And they actually took that reggae star, Judge Dredd's name, and changed the spelling for the comic character, Judge Dredd. The more you know. In fact, I only found that out relatively recently. I was just like, but that's like saying like so bad it's good sort of stuff, and it's just bad, and it's a mishmash, and it's incoherent, and even the character Rob Snyder plays, Ferdy, is a character in Judge Dredd, but he's totally different. But it's, I don't know. And I'm all for changing stuff from the source material, definitely. But again, when someone takes a one-shot mini story and tries to drag that out into a whole movie, and takes an extended story and just throws it away after 10 minutes, they're making real bad choices, is all I'm saying. Here's the thing. Okay, one difference, because Dredd's catchphrase is "I'm the law," and they say it in both the movies. I think Dredd does it better. Stallone does it better. It's when he's been found guilty of something and goes, "I am the law." And when Carl Urban does it, I think he's too calm. Just go, "Momo's not the law. I'm the law." But all these other line deliveries are fucking awesome. I enjoy, again, because Demolition Man is very silly, and I enjoy it for that. Realize you hadn't taken your antidepressants. Oof. Okay, well, hopefully you remember them tomorrow Everything starts coming. Well, the name Judge, Safa, in the future, in Mega City 1, they have streamlined law enforcement. And the law enforcement officers are police, jury, judge, executioner. They can enact instant violence based on the rules. So that's why they're called judges, because their judgment is final, up to and including death sentences. But I'm trying to think, what's my favorite Carl Urban line delivery? Because he has so many good ones. Like he keeps talking to Judge Anderson, saying, "Are you ready?" And she does this scared yes. He goes, "You don't look ready." And at the end, when she's been fucked up and fucked around, and she's just got like a semi-automatic rifle, and they're going in for the final fight, and he just goes to her, "Are you ready?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "You look ready." And right down to his last thing, when they win and they leave the building, and it's just been all sorts of shit gone on. And the chief judge greets him and says, "What happened in there, Dredd?" And he goes, "Drug bust." And she goes, "You look like you've been through it." And he goes, "Perhaps we're uncooperative." It's like the understatement that he's had to kill 100 people in there and he's broken a major fucking crime gang. But it was technically a drug bust. No, the Jedi can't just fucking kill people. Well, I mean, they fucking do because they're douchebags. I've had two. I've made 2 videos. What are we up to? Oh fuck! It's 9:23. Shit. How much of this one's left? It's my clarified cocktail. My barrel-aged martini that I clarified with white chocolate custard. It's super fun. We say, oh God, that's okay. The worst Stallone movie is going to be down to what it is you don't like. I've never watched The Expendables or Rocky 5. I think I watched Expendables 1 and 2, maybe. I just realized I don't even have a cherry. I want a cherry. I have a fucking cherry before I go to bed. What was I thinking? Not having a cherry. World turned upside down. Oh, there's actually, I think there's more cherries in here than I thought. There we go. That's a cherry. Go in there, cherry. What was I thinking? No cherry. That's craziness. I gotta have a cherry. Man, this ice has not. Well, it has melted. I was going to say it hasn't melted. It has. But man, this clear ice, besides looking cool, melts really slowly. Drinking problem. Missed my mouth. Dipped it up too soon. What's Oscar? What are we talking about here with regards to Oscar? I'm not familiar with that. Yes, they swore in a new treasurer today because the guy had been treasurer for, I don't know, 10 years, decided to quit Parliament. Oh, okay. Rottweiler dude. Okay, so a well-made martini is a comparatively neutral taste. And I barrel-aged one and had quite a strong taste. And then I milk clarified it with a white chocolate custard. Honestly, it tastes mostly of the white chocolate custard. Rays has woked. You working tonight, buddy? Tastes like a martini. Wow, okay. It's getting risky. Tastes like licking a virgin twat. Well, okay. So a good martini is mostly gin, preferably dry gin, with a little bit of vermouth. So it's going to taste like juniper, which is a very aromatic herb. And the vast majority of gins have a quite sort of herbal thing. Some of them have some citrus elements. Dry gins will be very much juniper focused. And then with the vermouth, which is an aromatized wine again. So it's kind of, there's a very slight herbal element, but to me, a really well-made martini tastes like really crisp cold water. That's true. We just assume Raze is working. Always working. Working is life. Sun is non-existent. Oh dear. you're just embracing the horror, Raze. And more power to you. There's a martini variant that has a little bit of absinthe in it called an obituary. And one of my favorite cocktails this year is an agave version. So it's tequila and mezcal and vermouth with a little bit of absinthe, and it's fucking awesome. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, you've fucking earned everything, dude. Damn. So I'm asking, do you have US dollars? You got a heap laying around. There you go. All the Americans when he leave, and Ree's working his black ass off to get in there. Yeah, of course. It's love. We want love. Champions of love. I don't think. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything important on at work tomorrow? I mean, I don't think so. Probably going to talk to a couple of people. Fucking had a bunch of shit on this week, though. Oh, gosh. I hired someone. We were hiring someone for a role, and it's kind of drawn out, but we finally did it. We finished the interviews. Selection panel agreed on the same person. I jumped through some hoops with our recruitment, and they said, yep, now you can tell them. So I called them and said, we want to give you the job. And they were really excited. That was nice. Woo! So, that was an achievement. Oh, yes, I know, because you're local lads. Oh, of course. I hired someone, so we can find someone. You're probably a different person, quite honestly. I'm building a fucking empire, dude. Like 2 years ago, I was just me in a team, and they said, we're changing it. Someone's going to report to you. Okay, cool. First I had an intern, and then they said, now we're going to have someone permanent. And the intern actually got the job. He's really good. And there's like, we're going to hire another person like that to work with that team, and you're in charge of them. Okay, hired them there. And go, okay, that's going well. We're now getting another person. So in 2 years, I've gone from just being me to have 3 people reporting to me. Never really wanted to be a boss, but I am. Yeah, you're basically neighbors. Yeah. Wilson from Home Improvement. I love that idea of thing. And yeah, it was fucking kick-ass. Our intern, there's an adult retraining thing that the Victorian government was sponsoring, getting adults to do an IT course, like change of career, and then get placement as an intern. And so we got someone from that program, and he was working with us 2 days a week. Then we did a restructure. And they said, oh, yeah, someone's going to apply to you. And so I said to the intern, hey, that thing you're doing part-time, they want someone to do full-time. You should apply. And he applied and got it. And that's pretty fucking good, quite awesome. He'd been a primary school teacher previously, and now he's a cybersecurity guru. The grunting, apparently that grunting thing, Tim, what's his name, had that in his stand-up thing. He had a character he would do in his stand-up that was just this guy go, and what? Cool thing about Home Improvement. It's an episode Wilson talks about Moomba. Really? I did not know that. So, like, one of the writers in the show knew about Moomba. My God. It's not Mia Khalifa. Is Mia Khalifa their other neighbor? It's based on the based on a growl. Yeah, and I've seen bits of stand up from the years before Home Improvement, and he was playing this character of a guy, like a suburban guy, who wanted an overpowered lawnmower and whatnot. And some people, like, when it came out that he was a convicted cocaine dealer who did jail time, they're like, "Oh, is that going to ruin it for him?" It's like, what should ruin it for him? He was a fucking snitch. So he got a really limited jail sentence because he fucking snitched. Like, not gonna be the champion for cocaine dealers and whatnot, but his worst thing was snitching. One of your favorite comedians and actors plays. Oh my God, he's in one of my favorite movies. It's certainly probably a top 10. Galaxy Quest. It's like a Star Trek spoof, but they don't hate Star Trek. It's a Star Trek spoof made by people who love Star Trek. Oh, I think he was always a hardcore right winger, but he's just been open for like the last 10 years. Snitched on the cartel. Yeah, I don't know that he snitched on anyone important in the cartel, or he'd be dead. Oh, dude, I'm not a criminal. I was not in criminal circles, but just generally, snitching is not looked at. You're always watching Mia Khalifa. Just, it's cultural, expanding your cultural horizons. But yeah, if you haven't seen Tim Allen in Galaxy Quest, see it. It's really good. His character's essentially William Shatner. He doesn't try to be William Shatner. He doesn't talk like William Shatner talks. But his character's essentially William Shatner. It's very funny. You're gonna snitch. Find out who your friend Chris has balls to step on. I think watch Galaxy Quest heaps of times because you see new jokes. It's very funny, and there's a whole thing in it with because I remember this. I'm not sure if I have the DVD or if I hired it back in the day, but these aliens you find, they just have this weird language where they're kind of like screaming, and it's like, yeah. And there's you can choose an audio track because you can choose all different human languages, but you can have it all in this alien language, which is just this weird sort of screeching for the whole thing for as long as you can stand it. I'm not sure. I don't think I ever saw it in the cinema. I think I saw it on home video. Oh my God. They didn't cut that. Tony Shalhoub is stoner as fuck in that movie. So you went to Science Works, then saw Galaxy Quest. That's a good day. No, in Minecraft. He did it in Minecraft. Don't you worry. It's just a thing. But yeah, that was always one of the funny things about physical media. They could put little treats in it. I think it was actually established as a legal right in Australia, which kind of freaked out copyright holders in the US and Europe. I think we were like one of the only places that explicitly said, yeah, it's legal to tape stuff off TV. As Ray said, just don't try and make money out of it. I'm trying to think of other fun DVD features. I know on the season 1 of Archer, there's this making of thing where they said, like, yeah, they had originally cast a velociraptor from Jurassic Park to be Archer, and you can see that, and it's the entire first episode of Archer, and Archer is just replaced with a raptor that screams. It's the whole episode, and everything else is the same except Archer is a velociraptor that screams. Ha! Yes, you've done so much. The cops are just going to be super busy. It's just backup for personal use. What are you up to? 9:37. Fuck me. I don't even want to drink one of my cans because it'll make me pee too much during the night. I'm a little bit drunk. I'm oh God. Okay. Because I have a specific idea here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oof. Okay. Barrel-aged old-fashioned. Want to watch porn VHS tells you wouldn't steal a car. I got a flashlight, tape, and lube. Don't know what actions anything could happen, honestly. I did like the start of one episode of the IT Crowd had a spoof of that copyright warning, and it starts off looking like a normal one. You wouldn't steal this. You would do that. And it's like, you wouldn't kill a policeman and steal his helmet and then go to the toilet in his helmet and then go to the grieving widow's house and drop the helmet full of poo and then steal their helmet again. And then it finished with, like, they're taking pirating seriously. There's a shot of, like, a kid at a keyboard at the computer and a cop walks up behind them and shoots them in the head. And then it cuts to the two guys who are watching a video and goes, wow, these anti-piracy warnings are getting serious. It's such a pity that the creator of the show, Graham Linehan, turned into such an unmitigated piece of shit. Like, just absolute fucking filth. Makes it very hard to enjoy those shows. They also did not age very well, quite honestly. You wouldn't shag the neighbor's dog. Cut to a man leaving a dog kennel, zipping up his jeans. That was it. Send the helmet to his grieving widow and then steal it again. Yeah. It's that we had this discussion the other day. I fucking hated those ads because it would be on legal media that you were using legally, and it's like, fuck you. That on Australian media later, there was a much better ad. There were all these people from the entertainment industry saying thank you because it was put on legal media, and there's all these people, some famous people you recognize, but also just crew and whatnot, saying thank you because by watching legal media, you're supporting the industry. That's so much better. Yeah, that the one I'm talking about, Safa, where all the people said thank you for supporting us. That's so much better. I can get behind that 1,000%. But yeah, berating someone who's watching legal media is fucking ridiculous. If you're like me, you just sit there going, ugh, if I got a pirated one, this shit wouldn't be on there. Original start of Fast and Furious was gold. They had Paul Walker ask people not to drive recklessly. Leave it to the movie. Oh my God. Is that a thing? Okay, I don't think I've ever watched an entire Fast and Furious movie. Okay, the weirdest thing, I did watch the spin-off though. The one with Jason Statham and is it The Rock? It's the Fast and Furious spin-off. I actually watched all of that. And I don't think I've watched a single Fast and Furious movie from beginning to end. Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh wow, I want to look it up. Hobbs and Shaw. There we go. Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah. I actually watched all of Hobbs and Shaw without ever watching an entire Fast and Furious movie, which is weird, I know, but I just did. It's a cheapest movie yet. So you like the Fast and Furious up to what I thought was funny is they never thought it was going to be successful. Like Too Fast, Too Furious was not that successful. So Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift was completely different because they're like, oh, this isn't going to work. And we'll do something completely different for that movie. And then, yeah, from 4 on, it's just like Mission Impossible, Avengers in cars, just ridiculous shite in the cars, but with just increasingly over the top stunts. But hugely commercially successful. But that's what I thought was funny. They thought the franchise didn't have legs. And so for 3, they just did something completely unrelated. And Vin Diesel wasn't in 2. Was he in 3 or did they get him back for 4? But yeah, just like it became a cash machine. My drinking problem's acting up again. Saying 2 was a solid movie. There you go. So he had a cameo in 3 at the very end. In it for a few seconds. Okay. Okay, so you reckon 2 was better than 1. Okay. Never watched them. Never watched them. There's too many things to watch. So I'm not going to. Who knows what I'm going to watch? Mrs. Anger and I binge pretty hard on what were we watching this week? The Good Place, which I finally got her to watch, and she's enjoying. We're like, I don't know, halfway through season 2 now. And we're also watching this show that's on Disney Plus called Rivals. David Tennant is one of the leads. It's set in the 80s, so it's great for us. The music for the show was obviously chosen by someone our age who likes all the same music we do. 3 was a teenage. I have problems that are important. 5 is a cheap one. 2011 was a good movie year. 5 was good. 3 was solid if you like car culture. Well, it was the whole Tokyo Drift thing. Yeah. All right. Saying 2011 was good. Let's do it. 2011 top movies. Okay. Tree of Life, I don't know. Oh, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo with Daniel Craig. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Coriolanus Immortals. None of these are really leaping out, quite honestly. Popular 2011 movies. Shame. Oh, Drive. I liked Drive. Contagion was a 2011 movie. Oh, The Grey, where Liam Neeson fights with wolves. The Lincoln Lawyer, Matthew McConaughey. Human Centipede 2, there you go. Your Highness. Oh my God, Farrelly Brothers Stoner movie. Super 8, which I actually have on disc. The Adjustment Bureau. Limitless, which I still haven't watched. Descendants with George Clooney. I did see that one in the cinema, I think. Sucker Punch. Okay. Hopefully Ollie is very annoyed by Zack Snyder. And Sucker Punch gets shit on. I kind of like it. On Leonardo DiCaprio playing J. Edgar Hoover. Damn. Was Source Code from 2011. I don't think I've watched all of that. I think I've watched bits of it. Woody Allen film Midnight in Paris. As horrible as Woody Allen is, that's a pretty okay movie. A remake of The Thing, which I didn't see. Ides of March, a political thing with George Clooney and what's his face? The Raid Redemption. Is that the third Raid movie? Warrior, I think I saw that. Honestly, yeah, there's Source Code. This is not really leaping out at me as great movies. 2011 movies set in Australia. Mad Bastards. Snowtown Murders. Red Dog. Some Barbie animated thing set in Australia, apparently. I'm not that familiar with it. The first Thor wasn't great. Second Thor was less good. I'm still a huge fan of Ragnarok, the Taika Waititi expanded one. Your mind exploded because I haven't watched all of Source Code. I don't think I've watched it through. I'm not sure. Does anyone remember period TV had shitty tattoo shows? Oh, there were a few of those unscripted reality shows around tattoo things. Favorite year of movies was 1999. Well, let's look that up then. Fuck it. Let's do that. 2000 party over and out of time. Tonight we're gonna party like it's 1999. Phantom Menace, Star Wars. Eyes Wide Shut. Pushing 10. That's a weird one with John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton as air traffic controllers. 13th Floor, Stephen King horror movie. Three Kings, an actual good Iraq war movie. Jacob the Liar with Robin Williams, which I haven't seen, but I'm aware of it. Ed TV, which was the less successful Truman Show. Deep Blue Sea, which is a fucking awesome killer shark movie. The Green Mile, that's a good one. Magnolia is a good one. Blair Witch Project. Damn. Or was it a sequel came out then? Bowfinger, a weird Eddie Murphy, Steve Martin movie. Mystery Alaska. That's a Russell Crowe movie. Astronaut's Wife. The Virgin Suicides. I think that was Sofia Coppola's first movie. It was quite good. Austin Power, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Adam Sandler and Big Daddy. Talented Mr. Ripley. Summer of Sam. That was okay. Any Given Sunday, that weird football movie, American football movie. Pierce Brosnan doing 007, The World Is Not Enough. What else is there? American Beauty. Galaxy Quest was 1999. We'd already talked about that. 13th Warrior, Bicentennial Man. Boondock Saints, Thomas Crown Affair. Oh, the terrible failed Wing Commander movie. Drop Dead Gorgeous, which was a funny movie. Angela's Ashes, depressing English movie. Insider, Russell Crowe, playing older in that. Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence in Life. That was actually a good movie. Oh, Nicolas Cage as a deranged ambulance driver in Bringing Out the Dead. Johnny Depp in Sleepy Hollow. The South Park movie came out in 1999, which was honestly a pretty good effort from them. It's not really leaping out from me. What year did Con Air release? 1997, apparently. Oh God, I read the original script for Con Air, and John Malkovich's character was meant to talk in scat like a jazz musician, always rhyming, and they clearly dumped that for the movie. The original script was very close to what happened, except John Malkovich's character did not talk like a 1930s jazz guy. Oh, Armageddon. I fucking loved Armageddon and how stupid it was. That's Armageddon. You just switch off your brain and go for a ride. Sixth Sense also came out in 99. Okay, I'm surprised it wasn't on that list I was looking at. I don't know that I have a favorite year for movies. I'd probably have to research it. Armageddon was 98. I would have to do some pretty serious research. Think about my favorite movies and look at what years they came out and then look what else came out those years. Matrix is probably in my top 10. I've never bothered to make a top 10 of all time. Oh, yeah. No, Armageddon. Steven Tyler singing that theme song. Don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to miss a thing because I miss you, baby. But just broadly, as stupid as Armageddon is, I really enjoy it. Oh yeah, no, but that was fucking Google missing stuff on the list. It's not me. I was just going, what were the top movies? And it was not a very conclusive list, I don't think. Fifth Element was 97. I quite like Fifth Element. Although if you're picking nits with that film, thing where he has the guy with the takeaway noodle thing come up to his window, that's not a viable business to actually just come up to someone's window and make something for them. And they go, you can't make money doing that. Picking nits though. Yeah, no, I said American Beauty. And I said Spy Who Shagged Me and the South Park movie. Beavis and Butthead, Do America was 98? I don't know. What was funny is when I saw that movie, Beavis and Butthead Do America, there's a proto Hank Hill in that, except he's much older than he is in King of the Hill. But it's Hank Hill. It's just a really old Hank Hill. So it's like it's like Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill live in alternate realities because the Hank Hill in Beavis and Butthead is really old. And I guess Beavis and Butthead don't exist in King of the Hill's continuity. That's my hot take anyway. Hank Hill tired of them boys whacking up in his game. I swear to God, I am definitely going to watch the relaunched King of the Hill because it was a great fucking show. It was both clearly inspired by other shows, but also unlike other shows. Fucking awesome. And because Hank Hill was such a weird protagonist because he's so fucking uptight, but he's absolutely consistent and sincere. And he just occasionally had fucking awesome lines. Probably the one thing when Bobby got involved with a youth pastor who was getting him into Christian rock, and Hank thought it was all bullshit, and we ended up at this festival that Bobby wanted to go to where the Christian rock was, and Hank Hill's trying to set him straight. He goes, why are you combining rock and roll with Christianity? It just makes both of them worse. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. It's 9 years later or something. Bobby's a chef. Daria was a student in their class. Okay, damn. Three Kings was really ahead of its time to have an Iraq War film while the Iraq War was still going on. A24 released a trailer for a film for next year that I think is just called Warfare and is based on the story of an Iraq War veteran. And I think from what they were saying in the trailer, once the action kicks in, it's going to be in real time. And I have seen a lot of people rightly saying, like, oh my God, this is a literal stand-up comedy routine. Like Frankie Boyle had a bit in his stand-up routine from 10 years ago. And he's talking about America and foreign wars, and he's going like, it's so shit if America like invades your country and wages war, not just because your country's being invaded by America, because in 20 years Hollywood's gonna make movies about how the soldiers were really sad about killing everyone there. Prescient and accurate. You want to see a spin-off movie of 3 Men and a Baby, 3 elderlies in puberty. I mean, well, there was 3 Men and a Little Lady, but yeah, 3 60-plus guys and a 19, 20-year-old would be interesting. Double Jeopardy was 99. Detroit Rock City. I've got to rewatch Existenz at some point because I feel like I didn't appreciate it properly when I watched it when it came out. Mummy, Jawbreaker, Bowfinger, Stir of Echoes, Bone Collector, Pokemon movie. Fight Club. Did Fight Club come up in the list I had? Story of a Secret Ghost? I'm unaware of the ghost element in 3 Men and a Baby. I'm not deep in the 3 Men and a Baby lore, which I know is a failing on my part. But I was absolutely unaware that there was a ghost in 3 Men and a Baby. Good question. When was V for Vendetta? It's so funny. Like, I do actually quite like that movie, V for Vendetta. So written by a dude, though, because that whole thing where V tortures that woman and she comes across to his side, it's just consistently and accurately get women saying like, yeah, no, you are not going to win over a woman by torturing her like that. That's such a dude-centric viewpoint. Very, very weird. So there is a ghost in 3 Men and a Baby. What does the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby do? It's a mystery. What's the ghost doing? Okay, so it's 10, and Mrs. Angry hasn't texted me yet that she's going to bed. She doesn't work on Fridays, but she does have to do stuff in the morning. So what is that? Actually, again, okay, possibly unpopular take. I quite liked Cloud Atlas. I thought they did some very interesting stuff in that, just with the repeating stories over time. You got a gig. Oh, I hope you join us after the gig because I would be very keen to hear about the gig. Dude, put it in Discord. There's no way I'm looking up the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby tonight. Maybe not going to be here. I'm going to be here that much longer. I mean, realistically, I suppose I could, this guarantees I will fall asleep with a little bit of my apple whiskey liqueur. You think searching 3 Men and a Baby gets the feds over? It's too sus. It is date night on Saturday, so I won't be streaming on Saturday. We'll be doing a Friday night stream. And we'll see what happens. Anything can happen on a Friday night. By anything, I mean everything from nothing to quite a bit. We'll just see what happens. Oh my God. Okay, so that apple whiskey liqueur works so well. I am definitely going to do it again in the future and make a video about it because it's fucking awesome. Oh, you're doing Christmas carols? Nice. Rose, they said they cut a ton of shit for V Vendetta made up a Cloud Atlas. Cloud Atlas was definitely long. No two ways about it. And me being a comic nerd, of course, I've read the comic V for Vendetta. I don't think I have it. I think I maybe read it in a library. You haven't seen Cloud Atlas? It kind of is and kind of isn't worth watching. I liked it, but it is long and wanky. But it's basically actors playing out different stories in different periods of history, and it's kind of like the same things keep happening again and again. Oh yeah, I've got Speed Racer on disc. That's a Wachowski film, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's a Wachowski thing. I think it's a really underrated Wachowski movie. Does anyone remember the techno version of the Speed Racer theme? Came out in the 90s. It's very funny because it was just this techno beat with "Go Speed, go," and then it slows down in this bit at the moment and it sort of dum, 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 and it's just these samples that make it sound like Speed is having sex with Trixie. It's like oh, and the beat just gets faster, dum, 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 and the sounds that's like Speed and Trixie having sex, dum, 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 and then it hits the climax, and then it's the lyric from the TV show, here comes Speed Racer, and then it's boom, boom, boom. It's a good techno track. Should put it on the Jukebox channel, actually. Yeah, Speed Racer is a really old anime. Greatest intro will always be Blade. I do like the Blade movies, actually. First one's definitely the best. I did like okay. Spoiler alert, Wesley Snipes is in Deadpool and Wolverine movie as Blade. And you've got all these people doing things and they make jokes about things being recast and remade. And Wesley Snipes as Blade says something like, "There'll only ever be one Blade." And Deadpool does a fourth wall break and looks straight at the camera because there was talk of a Blade remake and the talks apparently fell apart. Yeah, no, that's like mid-90s Speed Racer techno. Blood Club, Music, Fight, Meat Factory. Yes, Strictly Sega put the Speed Racer Alpha Team. Go, Speed, go! It's on the Discord. I was definitely doing spoilers. But, I mean, Wesley Snipes is in the fucking trailers. But yes, I did spoil one of the 1,000 jokes because they do jokes every fucking 30 seconds in that movie. Well worth watching, by the way. Deadpool and Wolverine. Free to stream on Disney Plus at the moment. Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, because there are so many Blade comics. Ugh. Scratching my eye. Yeah, no, I did do a spoiler. That's true. Tiny one. I told one joke out of a movie that has like non-stop 100 jokes in it. Just like bam, 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 bam. Oh my god, that just made me. And this is the thing I think I posted on the Jukebox channel on Discord. The Australian techno thing. Here's Johnny. The bam, 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 bam. Here's Johnny. God, I think it was just someone on like Blue Sky and one of the social media things as a joke, and they're just trying to give advice to Hollywood people, like, hey, in the classic film The Shining, where Jack Nicholson's character breaks through the door and goes, "Here's Johnny." Younger audience have no reference point for that, so we should re-release it and overdub him going as he crashes through the door, going, "It's a me, Mario," which genuinely funny and also sensible idea, quite honestly. Oh God, trying to make a drinking game around jokes from if I thought about it for a while, I could probably come up with a drinking game around Deadpool and Wolverine that would give you alcohol poisoning, because there are definitely some repeating jokes in there. Oh, okay. Strictly Sega also posted the thing I was talking about. Hocus Pocus, here's Johnny. Oh, okay. God, I've posted both of those before. Smarties Sesame's Treat and Hocus Pocus, here's Johnny. Fucking good. Not going super late. I'm kind of waiting for Mrs. Angry to say she's gone to bed. Gone over to it. Sorry, we're randomly saying Thor? I'll do spoilers for friggin' Ragnarok. The second Taika Waititi Thor movie, Love and Thunder, is not terrible, but it's nowhere near as good as Ragnarok. Oh God, I feel like I saw the X-Files one. There was a song like "I'm in Love with Fox Mulder" or something. So, if I remember, Doctor Sleep, Ewan McGregor plays the lead in that, and that's the kid from The Shining grown up. So, Doctor Sleep was a Stephen King book, and there's a streaming series which I haven't watched. Nah, pretty sure I didn't miss a message. I didn't miss a message. Oh yeah, Karate Kid's Legends. I never even watched the Jackie Chan Karate Kid. Sorry, I can hear a pigeon out here. I want to see if I can see it. Sorry, I'm just going to check if I can see it. Nah, it's fucked off. For a while, I could hear a pigeon there. But it's gone now. I thought we could have a pigeon on the stream. Was Doctor Sleep a movie? I thought it was a series. Okay, there you go. No, I have heard good things about Doctor Sleep. Mrs. Angry was playing Red Dead Redemption, the original one that's been remastered for the PlayStation. Got a bunch of those 90s compilation CDs. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. 90s shit. Yeah, I don't know. We just keep going for a while. Yeah. Doctor Sleep is and also there was a streaming series. It's named after the town where all the Stephen King stories happen. Bangor? I can't remember, but I watched some of it and it was kind of interesting. Oh, dude, no way I'm fucking going to midnight. Maybe to 10:30. I don't think I'll go past 10:30. Just in case I have to do shit at work tomorrow. Because I have a couple things I have to do. Yeah, actually, that's what I thought. It is literally a direct sequel. Ewan McGregor is the kid from The Shining grown up. Okay, that was a ding. So I'm gonna go to bed. All right, it is. But you're going to compile a whole bunch of stuff. Nice. So I'll say good night to all you fine people and anyone who's around for party night. See you there. But I will say bye for now.
You are totally